be seated. Wow, what a year. I cannot begin to tell you how excited we are to be here today and in person. We've had a year of constant change, and it continues to change. So today, due to the most recent CDC guidelines, if you are fully vaccinated, you may choose whether or not to wear your mask in the building. On behalf of the administration, faculty, and staff of the Dental College of Georgia, I am excited to welcome our graduates, their families, friends, and special guests to our 35th annual hooding ceremony honoring the class of 2021. We would like to extend a special welcome to families and friends. We encourage you to celebrate with us on this very special day, a day each of you have looked forward to for a long time. You have encouraged and supported these young men and women with your financial support, your shoulders to cry on, your listening ears, and in some cases, even your mouths and your teeth as patients. You have participated in many ways as they have persevered to become compassionate, competent oral health care providers. This is their occasion and their day. We thank you for joining us as we honor them for their accomplishments. During the last 4 years, the class of 2021 has made us proud both on campus and off. All of these graduates have provided invaluable community service locally and some even globally. This year, 13 were inducted into the AU Phi Service Fraternity for their outstanding service to others. 11 were inducted into Phi Kappa Phi, the Academic Honor Society, and 11 were inducted into the Kappa Lambda chapter of Omicron Kappa Upsilon, the Dental Honor Society. We have 4 graduates who will be receiving a special diploma noting distinction in research, and 1 who is also graduating with their MBA. Quite accomplishments. This class has participated in numerous state and national law days. 1/3 of the class has been accepted into various residency programs here at the Dental College and across the country. Some will be associates in private practice offices. Some will practice in underserved areas of Georgia, and some will practice while serving in our military. We want you to enjoy every moment of this ceremony. Although we are in a relatively formal setting, there is no reason to restrain your joy and happiness. Today is a once-in-a-lifetime experience for our graduates and their families. Now, before I begin the program, I would like to introduce our distinguished guests who are with us this morning. Dr. Neil McKinnon, Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs. Dr. Gretchen Kaufman, Provost Emeritus and Professor Emeritus. Dr. Ben Jernigan, DCG Class of 1976 and the Distinguished Alumnus for 2021, and his wife Cindy. Dr. Michael Pruitt, President of the Dental College of Georgia Alumni Association and Assistant Professor in the General Practice Residency Program. Dr. Kevin Frazier, Vice Dean and Professor in the Department of Restorative Sciences. Dr. Carol Lefebvre, Dean of the Dental College of Georgia and Professor. I would also like to recognize and thank all the members of the dental faculty who are participating today. Would all faculty please stand? Each of these people has had a role in the success of your graduate. Thank you for your commitment to your students. You may be seated. I would especially like to recognize Doctors Carol Haynes, Regina Messer, Tara Schaefer, Stephanie Sadao, and Elizabeth Chappelle for their help today. I would also like to recognize Miss Amy Tarpley, who has worked tirelessly and enthusiastically to honor our graduates today. And thank you to Ms. Jacqueline Dogan for putting together today's PowerPoint highlighting our graduates that you got to enjoy before the program. I would like to thank our students, faculty, and staff who have volunteered today. This would not be possible without your support. Would you please stand so we may recognize you? They're out here. They're all out here. They're hiding in the wings. Dr. McKinnon, would you please come to welcome our guests today?
All right, well, good morning, everyone. Dean Lefebvre, distinguished faculty and staff of the Dental College of Georgia, Provost Emeritus Kaufman, and my fellow platform guests, and graduates, and your parents, family, and friends. On behalf of University President Dr. Brooks Keel and his leadership team, I would like to congratulate today's graduates. My remarks are aimed directly at you, but we'll let the others in the room listen in as well. Well, there's a TV show on PBS, which I suspect is more popular among the parents and grandparents of today's graduates than among the graduates themselves. And that show is called Antiques Roadshow. How many folks have watched an episode of Antiques Roadshow? Okay, that kind of confirms my assumptions heading into this. Well, if you've never watched this show, let me explain the basic premise. The show itself travels across America to small towns and cities, and individuals bring various items to the show to be assessed by experts. These items include paintings and other pieces of art, old photographs and letters and guns and jewelry. The appealing part of the show is that the viewer gets to watch the individual talk about how they became into possession of the item, and then the expert talks about it and assesses its value. Sometimes the value is much, much higher than the individual was expecting, and sometimes it is lower, and the individual walks away disappointed. Often assessing the true value of something can be hard. For a decade, I served on the drug formulary committee of a large health insurance company. We met monthly, and we would review the evidence for newly approved drugs, and we tried to decide whether the drug should be covered by the health insurance company. Many times, it was a challenging decision. For example, we once reviewed a new drug to treat cancer that cost $70,000 annually and extended life by 6 weeks. Would that be worth it? What if the quality of those extra 6 weeks of life was poor? It can also be hard to assess the value of things for which you are not an expert. An example of this is when children are asked to assess the value of dating and marriage. Let me share a few examples. When is it okay to kiss someone? Well, Howard, who's 8, says this. The rule goes like this: if you kiss someone, then you should marry them and have kids with them. It is the right thing to do. How do you decide who to marry? Kristen, who's 10, says, no person really gets to decide before they grow up who they are going to marry. God decides it all the way before, and you get to find out later on who you're stuck with. What is the right age to get married? Freddie, who is 6, says, no age is good to get married at. You've got to be a fool to be married. How can a stranger tell if two people are married? Derek, who is 8, says, you have to guess whether they seem to be yelling at the same kids. And finally, what do you think your mom and dad have in common? Lori, who is 8, says, both don't want any more kids. Well, it would be interesting to find those same individuals after they grew up and got married and to ask them the same questions. Almost assuredly, their perspective would change on how they value dating and marriage. I bet if I had the chance to spend only 5 minutes with each of our graduates today, I could quickly figure out what you value in life, whether it is your family, your faith, your health, your wealth, or something else. And as you reflect back on your time at the Dental College of Georgia, would you say it was of value, that it was time well spent? If you try to calculate the return on investment from your time at DCG, you may try to incorporate a variety of factors, such as the cost of your degree, the amount of student debt, your earning potential, or perhaps the starting salary of your first job in dentistry. But what about other things that may factor into the true return on investment, which are harder to quantify, such as the life experiences you've gained, the friendships you've made, and how your time at DCG has built your character and paved a way to a brighter future. For example, during my time in graduate school, I met my future wife. So I would say for me, my time at university was of great value. So my challenge to you today, today's graduates, is to consider what value will you bring to the lives of others in your life. How will you use your skills in oral health care to bring value to others? You know, just about anyone will serve if compelled to do so, and some will serve in a crisis, as we've seen this past year with COVID-19. But you can really see the heart of someone who initiates service to others. Those who truly bring value to others see the need, seize the opportunity, and serve without expecting anything in return. So in conclusion, congratulations, and remember to ask yourself how you will bring value to others in your chosen profession of dentistry. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. McKinnon. Dr. Kevin Frazier will now provide the invocation.
Good morning. As I consider the size and diversity of this gathering this morning, I can't help but ponder about the various thoughts and emotions being experienced here in this room, including the following. For the graduates, relief. For the faculty and staff, satisfaction. For the family and friends, pride. And for all of us in one way or another, gratitude for the journey and hopeful anticipation about what's next. As I offer this prayer of gratitude and hope, I ask that each of you pray or reflect in your own way about the significance of this special occasion. But first, please join me in a brief moment of silence for the family, friends, and colleagues that we've lost over the past 4 years while these newly minted professionals have been part of the DCG family, with the understanding that they will endure in our hearts and minds as part of our personal legacies. Heavenly Father, we acknowledge that today is a gift from you. Grant us the grace to recall the joy that we share today and the days ahead. Today is a completion of one journey and the start of a new one. Today, we honor the graduates who have met the challenge and fulfilled a commitment to the college, the profession, and their families. We first offer thanks for the success of this journey. We thank you for granting them the focus, strength, and endurance to achieve this noble goal. You gave them the ability to master the knowledge and skills they will need to practice. You inspired the motivation that fueled their resolve to succeed. You gifted their spirit of compassion and desire to serve others. Lord, we know that they didn't achieve this milestone alone. On behalf of the graduates, thank you for all of those passionate enough to inspire them, bold enough to lead them, wise enough to challenge them, and concerned enough to care for and support them. Today we also pray for tomorrow. Just as you have led in the past, lead them now into the future. Give them the awareness to recognize that a profession is a calling, the discernment to understand their purpose, and the courage to fulfill it. Gracious God, bless this gathering, enriching our fellowship and uniting us in spirit. Grant us health, peace, and progress in the days to come. For you are good, and to you we give all glory and honor. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Frazier. As Dr. Lefebvre comes to welcome you, I'm going to take this opportunity to let you know how important our students and their success are to her. Over the last year, as our college faced many challenges due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Dr. Lefebvre made a point to ensure our students and their success was first and foremost. She has spent many hours navigating through unprecedented times to ensure our students, faculty, staff have been able to continue the Dental College of Georgia's mission to provide leadership and excellence in oral health education, research, clinical care, and service. This has not been an easy task during a pandemic. Dr. Lefebvre, we are grateful for your loyalty and your determination.
I didn't expect that, Nancy. Thank you. Provost McKinnon, Provost Emeritus Kaufman, graduates, families, friends, faculty, and other distinguished guests, it is my pleasure to welcome you as Dean of the Dental College of Georgia to this celebration and important occasion in the day of our graduates. Class of 2021, it's finally here, the day you worked 4 long years for. Congratulations. First, I want to acknowledge and thank Dr. Young and her assistant, Ms. Emily Tarpley, and the rest of the team and volunteers, not only at this event, but at all the others, for their hard work in making these past few weeks so special and personal for our graduates. Graduates, from your perspective, you have enjoyed one well-orchestrated event after another, beginning with the senior picnic, then the senior recognition ceremony, and culminating in this day today. However, this required tremendous preparation and organization, especially in the middle of the pandemic. Dr. Young and her team navigated many protocols to allow us to enjoy this in-person hooding event today. Earlier this year, we found ourselves with a no visitors to campus mandate and wondered how would we achieve those very important senior pictures with hoods. As a mom, I understand. Dr. Regina Messer to the rescue. Dr. Messer beautifully photographed each senior, and today we'll present them with another special gift. Please join me in acknowledging their efforts. Graduates, this day would not have been possible without the support of the DCG family, the leadership team, faculty, and staff. Within 1 week of closure in mid-March, faculty were delivering online education. We were the first college to return to students to campus in May and blazed the trail for the rest of the university. Faculty and staff worked in 3 shifts from 7 in the morning till 7 in the evening at night to allow students to practice and hone their psychomotor skills to prepare for the return to clinic. In August, protocols were written and rewritten, and PPE was donned, and we resumed clinical activities to ensure that students had the experiences they needed and our patients had the care they needed as well. The last few months were busy with wrapping up expectations and preparing for licensing exams, with faculty supervising screening sessions on the weekends and evening practice sessions. Will the faculty and staff of the Dental College of Georgia please rise so that we may acknowledge you? Come on, faculty, staff. Thank you. Dr. Dan Peterson will be commissioned into the Air Force after graduation. Dan, would you please stand? Thank you. The journey to this day has been one filled with many challenges along the way, and perhaps the most significant one, the COVID-19 pandemic. However, your flexibility, your endurance, your resilience, and hard work has allowed you to achieve your goal of becoming a dentist. A goal achieved with the support of many, friends, family, faculty, and each other. Please take a moment during this day of celebration to reach out to your supporters and share your appreciation with them. In addition, together we learned a lesson about advocacy and the importance of unity. The class of 2021 is the first in our history to take a mannequin-based dental licensing exam. This was essential as the pandemic presented many barriers to a patient-based exam. The journey has had many twists and turns along the way, yet we persevered. We are grateful for the support of Governor Kemp and his staff, to our own government affairs team at Augusta University, and to key legislators such as Representative Sharon Cooper, Madam Chair of the House Health and Human Services Committee, for their advocacy for ourselves, for our students, and our college. Class of 2021, you are entering the profession of dentistry at an exciting time. In fact, a recent poll by U.S. News and World Report of the 100 best jobs in the U.S. for 2021 ranked dentistry number 9. Now that's down from number 1 last year. Dentists were among the healthcare workers at highest risk during the pandemic due to the aerosols we produce, and that likely affected the ranking, but I'm sure we will be back. Orthodontists ranked just behind dentists at number 11 and oral and maxillofacial surgeons at number 18. Graduates, you have chosen well. Furthermore, research has shown that 65% of Americans visit their dentists every year, while only 35% visit their physician. This means that as dentists, we may be the first to notice undiagnosed diabetes, oral cancer, heart disease during a dental exam. We give patients with missing and decayed teeth the ability to chew, speak, smile, boosting their self-confidence and self-esteem along the way. We truly change lives. As your faculty, we are excited to welcome you into the dental profession. On behalf of the faculty and staff of the Dental College of Georgia, we offer our heartfelt and warmest congratulations. We are extremely proud of you and appreciate the work and commitment that it takes to become a doctor of dental medicine. We are confident that you will continue to make us proud. The bags under your seat include a small gift from me, a luggage tag with a picture of the DCG on it. This small gift is meant to be symbolic. As you move to your next destination, residency training, private practice, the military, academics, or wherever your destination may be, the luggage tag is meant to remind you of your home here at the Dental College of Georgia and the DCG family that eagerly awaits your return to learn of your successes. Graduates, we thank you on many levels. We thank you for selecting the Dental College of Georgia for your education. We thank you for your diligence, hard work, and perseverance in navigating an often challenging curriculum. We thank you for the hundreds of hours of community service you've provided for the citizens of Georgia, both locally and across the state. You've already changed the lives of many. We thank you, your friends, and your families for sharing you with us for 4 years. Now it gives me great pleasure to introduce our hooding speaker, Dr. Gretchen Kaufman. Dr. Kaufman earned a BS degree in biochemistry with highest honors at Clemson University. While at Clemson, she enrolled in a bacterial genetics lab course. Doesn't that sound like fun? Along with another student, Frank Kaufman. Love blossomed, and the rest is history. The Kaufmans matriculated to MUSC, where Dr. Gretchen Kaufman earned a PhD in microbiology and immunology, and Frank Kaufman earned his dental degree. In 1985, after completing a postdoctoral fellowship in microbiology and immunology at the University of Mississippi Medical Center in Jackson, the DCG was fortunate to recruit the Kaufmans to what was then the MCG School of Dentistry in the departments of oral biology and restorative dentistry, respectively. Dr. Kaufman spent her early years at the DCG as an NIH-funded investigator and teaching director of the microbiology section in the Department of Oral Biology. She's published over 50 papers in peer-reviewed journals. She's the recipient of the DCG Outstanding Faculty Award and the Distinguished Service Award from the Graduate School. In 2005, Dr. Kaufman was appointed Dean of the Graduate School, and in 2011 was appointed Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost of Augusta University. She served in this role until her retirement in 2020 after 35 years of dedicated service. The titles Provost Emeritus and Professor Emeritus were conferred at the time of her retirement. Gretchen and Frank will celebrate 44 years of marriage later this month and have raised two sons, Stuart and Kevin. Graduates, you will find no better role model than Dr. Gretchen Kaufman. Gretchen, we thank you for your support, your leadership over many years, and especially during the pandemic. We welcome you home to the Dental College today. Please join me in welcoming valued faculty member, colleague, leader, and friend of the Dental College, Dr. Gretchen Kaufman. Congratulations.
Good morning, and thank you so much, Carol, for that really kind introduction. And yes, it does feel like I'm coming home. Graduates, I am so happy to be here with you today, in person and face-to-face, to celebrate this day with you. But I know a lot of you, even after that introduction, or maybe especially after that introduction, are out there thinking, good grief, after all we've been through, could they not get an actual speaker for us this year? Like maybe a dentist to talk to us about things? And I have to admit, that was kind of my first thought as well. But after considering it a bit more, I decided maybe I do have a couple of qualifications for the job. As you have heard from that really kind introduction, because of my long affiliation with academic dentistry, I've been pretty much surrounded by dentists or dentists-to-be my entire professional life. And then aside from those working hours, there is the fact that I've lived and slept with one very special dentist, Frank Kaufman, for almost 44 years now. So no, graduates, I'm not a dentist, and therefore I don't pretend to have walked in your shoes. But I've definitely worn the shoes of those who walk with you. The faculty who've taught you, patients who've trusted their care to you, friends who've supported you, family members who've loved and nurtured and generally tried to keep you sane throughout this process. In short, I represent just about everyone but you in this awe-inspiring crowd. Make no mistake, the privileges and responsibilities of the degree that you receive belong solely to you, and you've earned every one of them. But you didn't do it alone. Be sure you never forget that. And while that directive to never forget you didn't do it alone really holds true for every dental class and indeed for every graduate in any program, I believe it holds special significance for you, the DCG class of 2021. As noted, up until last September, I was deeply involved and deeply invested in ensuring that Augusta University functioned as effectively as possible to educate and serve its students, despite all the stress and trauma and tragedy wrought by the COVID-19 pandemic. I know firsthand the disruptions, the frustrations, and at times what seemed like sheer chaos that ensued during those early months. And nowhere did that disruption manifest more fully than in the educational programs of the Dental College of Georgia. The fact that you're here today, marking the completion of your DMD curriculum, is a testament not only to you and your perseverance, but to the dedication and hard work of the DCG leadership team, its faculty and staff. It wasn't fun, and it surely wasn't ever easy. But like you, they never faltered, never lost sight of their primary mission, the reason we all were here, which was to educate you, our students, while providing excellent care to patients. And I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge their contributions and all that they have done for you and for this university in this past year. So thank you, and thank you on behalf of them. But this day is about you, graduates, the dental class of 2021. I could talk at length about the unprecedented challenges you faced and the flexibility and resilience you've demonstrated every step of the way, but there are others, and you've already heard a bit of them, who can speak more fully and recount those better. So while I definitely congratulate you on your numerous and impressive accomplishments, I'm not going to talk about what's already happened. Rather, I want to take you on a mental walk with me, a walk beyond today, beyond the immediate tomorrow, and think about what your life and the lives of your classmates will be in, say 30 or 40 years from now, which would make today, if it's a 40-year mark, May 14th, 2061. I know, that sounds so far into the future, it's not even worth thinking about. But trust me, that Kenny Chesney song with the line, 100 years goes faster than you think, 40 years really does go by, so don't blink. Now, I don't have a crystal ball or a personal psychic, so I can't begin to know exactly what changes you'll experience over the next 4 decades. I don't know if space tourism will be a thing, and so you can vacation on the moon or maybe a handy space station. I do think you'll have a self-driving hover car, but maybe you won't need a car at all by then because you'll be transporting places a la Star Trek. I can't promise Georgia will have won another national championship by then, but I'll go out on a limb and say that Clemson will have several times. Sorry, orange blood here. And I don't even want to imagine the kind of music your children or grandchildren will be listening to, but I can pretty much guarantee that whatever it is, you won't like it. Aside from the music thing, there are also some predictions I feel pretty comfortable making, and that's because I've had the opportunity to see up close and personal what 20, 30, and now even 40 years looks like later to a class of dental students as we returned to the MUSC dental class reunions of Frank's class of 1979. And even though each person, each class, and each story is unique, a lot of what I saw there I think you'll see too when you arrive at your reunion in 2061. Probably the first thing you'll notice at your reunion is how old everybody, except you, has gotten. But it also won't take 5 minutes for you to realize how little anyone has really changed. For instance, the people you thought were jerks in 2021, pretty much still jerks. They just had a lot more time to get better at it. But the people you enjoyed, the ones you studied with and partied with, laughed and maybe cried with, are still the same too. And whether you've stayed really close over the years, as you will with some, or at this point really only share some very good memories, all it will take is a certain catchphrase, a silly face, or a dead-on impression of a long-forgotten instructor, and you'll pick right back up where you left off, as if not a day had passed. I truly believe that the gestalt of dental school, the intensity and totality of the shared experience, is inscribed so deeply in your psyche that you really can return to it in an instant. All it takes is the right trigger. And when you do, I hope it's a lot like the childbirth experience for women. The farther away you get from it, the less painful you remember it to have been. Because I know there is a lot of really raw things right now, but trust me, that will diminish with the passage of time. As you look around your classmates 30 or 40 years from now, you'll note some other interesting things too. For one thing, the people who come back to reunions all look really happy. A good number of those who were married in dental schools still have the same spouses, and they look happy too. As do all the new or different spouses or significant others that other classmates have brought with them. So here's the first piece of advice I have for you. Be the kind of person who comes back to reunions. You'll be happier for it. Of course, not all of you will return for these later reunions for a host of reasons. Some of you will have moved far enough away, either in physical or mental distance, that they won't seem worth the effort. Or they may conflict with some other more important life event, like your child's wedding or graduation, maybe from dental school. There'll be a number of your children who follow in your footsteps, as some of you are today, your parents. maybe the birth of a grandchild or even the birth of your own child, if you're one of those starting a late or a second family. And as we say in the South, bless your heart if you fall into that category. There will be other darker reasons for some of the no-shows. Odds are at least one of you, at some point along the way, will have been sanctioned by a state board of dentistry for doing something stupid or dangerous or illegal. And you probably won't feel like coming back to celebrate. With that in mind, I want each of you to look deep inside yourself now and resolve that that person won't be you. Be careful, be vigilant, be strong. Sadly, several of you here today won't return because your time on this earth won't extend to the year 2061. No one knows the number of his days, so I also want you to resolve now to spend every day you do have living well and living fully. Take time every day to tell the people you care about that you love them, and then live like you mean it. No matter how long or short your life is, make it joyful and make it meaningful. Speaking of meaning, by the 20 and 30-year mark, you'll probably also find that your definition of meaningful has changed over the years, and definitely for the better. At the 5 or 10-year reunions, which are also a ton of fun, a lot of classmates still tend to be sizing each other up, trying to figure out who has the best practice set up and who's netting the biggest income. It's hard for some folks to leave that competitive class ranking mentality behind. A few of you may get stuck in that stage, even 20 or 30 years later, but most will move past it into the realization that life isn't dental school. And just because someone else is doing well doesn't mean you're doing badly. Celebrate success, no matter whose it is. And here's the thing, in reality, you're all doing really well. I don't mean there won't be hardships and heartaches along the way. That is life. Whether you've had to face major health issues or family tragedies or intense personal heartaches, 40 years doesn't happen without pain. My hope for you then is that you find the strength and the grace and the resilience to persist through those dark times so you can flourish again in the bright ones, because there will be bright days to come. But along with some inevitable pain, the passage of time also provides perspective. And I think that as happy as you must be, I hope, today with your decision to enter dentistry, in 40 years you'll be even more satisfied with your career choice. Dentistry is a great profession, and if you've been willing to work hard, act responsibly, and behave ethically, you will have done very well. Moreover, I think you'll find that in addition to succeeding professionally, you've made the time, the commitment, the choice to be so much more than just a good dentist. As a result, many of you will have become prominent leaders in your professional organizations and societies. Others will be members of your community school board or on the board of trustees of your undergrad university. Or you may be a county commissioner or the mayor of your own hometown, maybe even a U.S. senator. Some will have become impassioned advocates for the abused, the homeless, or a particular charitable cause. A few will have even come full circle, as you see here today, and become educators, passing on to the next generation the art and science of dentistry. But no matter what path you've taken, the one thing I'm certain of is that you will find that passion, make that commitment, and be more, so much more, than you can imagine for yourself today. And the good news is, you're not done yet. Yeah, you're starting to feel a little old and creaky, and some might say cranky as well. But you're also at a point where you can look back with pride and satisfaction, take stock of your contributions so far, and set your course for the next half of your life. Whether your plan is to practice dentistry till you're 95, or to get your daughter to take over the practice completely while you head off into a new career path, or to sit on a riverbank and watch the waters roll by, just make sure your plan includes turning up for that 50-year reunion in 2071. I can't tell you yet what that one will be like, but I know it will be good. In closing, congratulations once again on achieving this outstanding milestone under quite adverse conditions. Remember, as we always like to say, graduation is an end, but commencement is a start. Now go make yourself a great life. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Kaufman. Class President Will Austin will bring comments and reflections from the class. Will?
Hello, friends and fellow doctors. It's an honor to be here with you all today. Class of 2021, we did it. The past 4 years together have been an unbelievable journey. A bit bumpy, but we made it. We endured many late nights, memorized immense amounts of material, read countless PowerPoints, and survived lots of lab work, practicals, exams, and competencies. I think it's safe to say we all have a few more gray hairs now. Hopefully the stress-induced nightmares will stop sometime soon too. Serving as your class president over these last 4 years has been one of the greatest honors of my life. I feel incredibly lucky and humbled to be here with you all today. We have grown close through supporting one another, and what we have accomplished is no small feat. As I look out before me now, not only do I see an auditorium full of very capable doctors, but I see a room filled with my closest friends. We've grown into one large family over time, and I adore you. Few will relate or truly comprehend the many struggles we have overcome. We've all had to lean on each other along the way, and it's entirely thanks to the help and encouragement we showed one another that we're here celebrating today. There is one person in particular that has gone above and beyond to support the class as a class officer. I know I speak for us all when I say, Jordana, thank you for all that you've done. To the family and friends in the audience that are here celebrating today alongside us, thank you. You have supported and pushed us toward our dreams throughout our entire lives. You are the ones who believed in us when we found it hard to believe in ourselves. We'll be forever grateful for your sacrifices and all that you've enabled us to achieve through your love and devotion. Thank you so much for being here with us today on our special day. To our extraordinary professors, faculty, and administration, you continually supported us and passed on your invaluable wisdom. You have made us capable and given us the tools to succeed as we grew our skill set to go off into the world as proficient dentists. Now it's our turn to use the knowledge we have acquired to turn our dreams into reality and make a positive impact on our patients and communities. Thank you. Class of 2021, we have navigated a global pandemic together. We have endured unforeseeable hardships, donned layers upon layers of PPE, face shields, and respirators, all while continuing to provide high-quality care to our patients. Looking back, I will always be proud of how we stepped up and banded together for the greater good of the public. We have successfully worked with our administration, the Georgia Board of Dentistry, state politicians, and the Governor of Georgia to serve our field. Who could have guessed we had a room full of politicians that could work phone lines and be so persuasive? This past year in particular has been challenging on everyone. I am so proud to see how empathetic and strong we've all become. I know it will make us successful in all aspects of our lives and dental careers. Have faith in your abilities as you become leaders in your communities. Always know that you're talented and you are capable. With all that we have accomplished, each of us in this room is truly unstoppable. We have places to go, lives to change, and loans to pay off. The Dental College of Georgia has not only made us proficient, but it has made us strong and resilient. Things were looking dicey at some points, but all I can say is thank God that graduation is today. Thank you to everyone who made this day possible. We have always made the best of every situation, and I hope we continue to carry that optimism with us throughout our lives. We're about to have a very real impact on the world, and I know that impact will be a sight to behold. I can't wait to see what amazing and talented and wonderful things you people accomplish. Today we are bestowed a magnificent title, the title of Doctor. Congratulations, doctors of dental medicine. We did it.
Thank you, Will. It is now my honor to highlight a tradition for the Dental College of Georgia, the presentation of the Dental College of Georgia Outstanding Senior Medallion. The medallion was designed by our Dean, Dr. Carol Lefebvre. The DCG seal is on the front of the Outstanding Senior Medallion, and it is engraved on the back with the name of the recipient and the date. Each year, this medallion will be presented to a student who has represented the ideals of both the dental profession and the Dental College of Georgia. This award acknowledges that while academic achievement is important, this factor alone does not adequately represent the aspirations of the DCG for its students. Candidates for this award must have demonstrated all attributes of the DCG's mission. This year's student represented the Dental College of Georgia graduating class at the commencement ceremony held yesterday. This year's recipient has distinguished herself not only based on her academic success, but she has also earned distinction in research and community service. Dr. Lefebvre, would you please come and present the Outstanding Senior Medallion to Laura Klein? As they come forward, Laura will also be presented with a commemorative DCG pendant with a seal on it. It should be much easier to wear. I am pleased to introduce Dr. Michael Pruitt, the president of the Dental College of Georgia Alumni Association and a member of the class of 1992, for the Alumni Greeting and to share some history on the DCG hoods you're about to receive. Dr. Pruitt is the director of the DCG Continuing Education and a faculty in the General Practice Residency Program. Dr. Pruitt?
Been given marching orders to be briefed by the dean. Got a better chance of winning the lottery, Dr. Lefebvre. Guys, hey, congratulations. What a time to be here. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this. As a 1992 graduate of this fine institution, I reflect back on numerous things. Our speaker, Dr. Kaufman, you think about relationships, and I can't help but look out here and also think about something Dr. Lefebvre said, so I do listen to you, Carol. And that is that orthodontists are number 2 behind general dentists. Their roommate, Dr. Don Spillers, one of our, presenters, a hood presenter, family member today, and our roommates, fraternity brothers in dental school. And I find it so appropriate that 30 years ago to this date, he graduated and his son will graduate today. So what a thing to be proud of. In this world of change, where only us as a group of individuals, I remember so happy to don a mask and go in the clinic and be a doctor. And now I'm ecstatic not to wear a mask. So I can't say enough. And Dr. Austin, it's always a pleasure to follow the class president. As my class president, I assure you I'm not the most successful member of my class. But I will say this. As Dr. Kaufman said, it's about relationships. Dr. McKinnon, same thing. And I drew knowledge from one of my classmates last night. I called a classmate of mine up and I said, what kind of inspirational advice can I give these newest members of the Alumni Association? And Dr. Drew Ferguson, who was the class vice president, and I can say with great pride that the only election Drew has ever lost was to me. I was the class president, he was the vice president. He is actually Georgia's 3rd District United States Congressman and represents us extremely well. So Drew, I get him on the phone last night, which I do think is kind of cool that I can get a congressman on the phone. Even my kids think that's cool. So, and that's hard to impress your kids. But the thing about it is, I get Drew and I'm saying, hey, what can I tell these guys? And then I remember, Drew and I had a privilege About 5 years ago, we were at the Augusta Country Club, representing this university, sitting with the dean, the president of the college, board of regents members, and we were kicking off the I Give campaign, because you guys, it is about giving back in our own way. But Drew had some words that I thought were just unbelievable. He said, you know, this institution means so much to me. It has given me the ability to take care of the people in my community, my family members, my friends. But you know, on a greater level, I've taken what this university has given me, and now I actually help every man, woman, and child in this United States of America, because I use my job as a United States Congressman to better all of those around me. And so I think that I'll take the words that Drew shared with me and share them with you and ask you to do the same. So that's certainly some high accomplishments. Well, let me get on with this before Carol strangles me. As we begin this cherished formal ceremony, you know, we want to talk about the history of the regalia we have. So the hooding tradition, with its pageantry and color of academic costumes, dates back to medieval university practices. Thus, each piece of our wardrobe in its formal assembly is symbolic of the wearer's academic achievements and rank. From beginning, most academic robes were black to symbolize the democracy of scholarship, because they cover any dress or other markings of social standing. The style and cut of the gown indicates the wearer's highest degree. The gown of doctors are full cut and distinguished by double-belled sleeves with 3 bars of velvet trim. The opening of the doctoral gown is faced with wide velvet bands, which may be black or a color indicating the general field of learning of the wearer. For example, our color, lilac for dentistry. Hoods were initially designed to be close-fitting around the face, but are now elongated and lined with the colors of the college or university that awards the degree. The color of the velvet trim of the hood also indicates the subject in which the degree was earned. The doctor's hood is the largest, and the bachelor's hood is the smallest. The cap, or mortarboard, is traditionally uniform in design for all degrees, but the tassel might be either black or the color of the field of learning, and for a doctor, the tassel may also be gold. Now, the Augusta University Regalia was created by Dr. Walter Shepard, Professor Emeritus of the Medical College of Georgia. This cap is a representation of the family coat of arms of L.A. Dugas, a member of the 1832 faculty. The right side is silver and the left is blue. The cap's 6 corners stand for heroism awards given to the Dugas family by France during the First Crusade. A red saltire cross is also superimposed on the Dugas coat of arms and extends into all quadrants. The original Medical College of Georgia regalia included a hood which opened flat and hung down the back, so that the arrangement allowed for the colorful interior to be seen more clearly. That is an example of the one I have on. I graduated with it 29 years ago. However, Dr. Shepard's original color scheme has been maintained, but a more traditional hood has been adopted by the Medical College of Georgia in 1998. The lining of the hood still carries the Dugas colors and the red saltire cross. The color of the hood trim again symbolizes major discipline of the wearer. But the cap, the gown, and hood of the Doctor of Dental Medicine degree from Augusta University represents diligent study and a commitment to serving mankind. Therefore, class of 2021, I welcome you into the greatest profession in the world and to the DCG Alumni Association. As you go into practice, I remind you to be diligent as you exercise the privileges you now have. Never take the ability to help others for granted. And remember that with this privilege comes great responsibility to make yourself and the profession better every single day. So go out there and be an influencer. No, not a social influencer like you see on YouTube. Go out there and shape the people around you, your classmates. Help them out when they have that tough time. As Dr. Kaufman said, there'll be people get in trouble. Help them get out of trouble. Help them better themselves. Do that and influence everyone around you. Be like Drew. Influence the country as a whole, not just your local community. So with that being said, let me challenge all of you to spend the rest of your lives making a real effort each and every day to be memorable and not mediocre. Strive to make a difference in this life, because we all know each one of these faculty members that has put so much effort into your success, we know it's in there. We know you have it, you've displayed it, so continue to do that. Congratulations on today, and Dr. Lefebvre, I'm done.
Not the first time that's happened. I knew immediately where it went. Thank you, Dr. Pruitt. Each year, the graduating class chooses the faculty member who has been most helpful to their class throughout their dental education. It is quite an honor. The Judson C. Hickey Excellence in Teaching Award is named after our founding dean. This year's recipient is Dr. Melissa Hunt, an assistant professor in the Department of General Dentistry. Dr. Hunt will greet each student as they take the stage. A little more housekeeping here. I would ask the family members who are also dentists that are participating in the hooding ceremony to join your graduate in line and continue with them as they move onto the stage. After each graduate is hooded, please exit the stage on your left and move back to your original seat. As the graduates are presented, they will receive the ceremonial hood from Dean Lefebvre and Dr. Pruitt or their family member, and will be welcomed into the DCG Alumni Association by Dr. Jernigan, who will be standing right here by the other steps. But before we begin, I'd like to give some information about pictures. Graduates, please take a moment when you receive your hood to pause for a couple of photos, one with your hooders and one by yourself. If you have a family hooder, you will pause for an additional photo with just the two of you. Drs. Lefebvre and Pruitt have both been vaccinated and therefore will not wear masks for these photos. Full disclosure here. We understand this is not the easiest venue to get those special pictures of your loved one. So that is why we are very fortunate today to have Mr. David Russell and Grad Images as our official photographers. They will ensure this special moment is captured perfectly. Now, the time you have been waiting for, the presentation of the hoods. Dr. Haynes will lead our students as they line up. If you are a family hooder, please go ahead and join your graduate in line. In this year, since commencement was yesterday, I get to refer to them as doctor for the first time. Dr. James Ross Abbott. Dr. Abbott will be hooded by Dr. Roger Abbott. He will also be in a private practice in the greater Atlanta, Georgia area. Dr. Macarius Mark Abdel Sayed. Dr. Abdel Sayed will be hooded by Dr. Rafiq Abdel Sayed. He will also be joining an internship with the Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery Department at the Dental College of Georgia. Dr. Cody Albergati. Dr. Albergati will join an associateship in Jersey, Georgia. Dr. Brianna Amos. Dr. Amos will join an associateship in Georgia. Dr. Rosalinda Aranda. Dr. Aranda will join an associateship with Aspen Dental in Tampa, Florida. Dr. William Austin. Dr. Austin will join an associateship in Alpharetta, Georgia. Dr. Gyungtek Beck. Dr. Beck will join an associateship in private practice in Duluth, Georgia. Dr. Cody Sean Baker. Dr. Baker will join a private practice in Marietta, Georgia. Dr. Jacoby Bell. Dr. Bell will join an associateship in Osceola, Georgia. Dr. Brielle Bowerman. Oh. Dr. Bowerman will join an AEG program at Texas A&M School of Dentistry in Dallas, Texas. Dr. Houston Cavallero Bryce. Dr. Bryce will be hooded by Dr. Laurie Cavallero. Dr. Bryce will also join an associateship in Marietta, Georgia. Dr. Alexa Brown. Dr. Brown would join a periodontics residency at Rutgers School of Dental Medicine. Dr. Pierpont Flanders Brown, the fourth. Dr. Brown would join an AEGD residency at Naples, Florida. Dr. Caitlin Burton Worley. Dr. Worley will join an associateship in a private practice office in Cookeville, Tennessee. Dr. Sidney Bush McNeely. Dr. McNeely will be hooded by Dr. Chad Bush. She will also join an associateship at Southland Children's Dentistry in Albany, Georgia. Not sure if I said that right. Dr. Christopher Kamanateague. Dr. Kamanateague will join an associateship in Hartsville, South Carolina. Dr. Maria Karras. Dr. Karras will join a pediatric dentistry residency at Bon Secours St. Mary's Hospital of Richmond, Virginia. Dr. Andrea Kira. Dr. Kira will join an associateship in Beaufort, Georgia. Dr. Logan Christian. Dr. Christian will join an associateship at the Dental Center of Vidalia, Georgia. Dr. Claire Connors. Dr. Connors will join an associateship in a private practice in Boston, Massachusetts. Dr. Candace Cosby Jones. Dr. Jones will be hooded by Dr. Blake Jones and will be joining a partnership at Jones Family Dental in Savannah, Georgia. Dr. Bobby Kreider. Dr. Kreider will join the GPR residency at the Dental College of Georgia. Dr. Jessica Rion Davis. Dr. Davis will join an associateship in Kennesaw, Georgia. Dr. Sarah Dickey Manross. Dr. Manross will be hooded by Dr. Hugh B. Dickey III and will be going into private practice with her dad in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Dr. Asa Daniel Duggan III. Dr. Duggan will be hooded by Dr. Lacey Hanson Duggan. He will also be joining a GPR residency at the Dental College of Georgia. Dr. Paige Shona Elliott. Dr. Elliott will be joining an associateship in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Dr. Joey Elwanger. Dr. Ellwanger will be joining in private practice in Macon, Georgia. Dr. Taylor Webb Falk. Dr. Falk will be hooded by Dr. William Falk and will be joining an associateship in Harlem, Georgia. Dr. Jordana, can't get it out, Freitas. Dr. Freitas will join an associateship in Hiawassee, Georgia. Dr. Louis Gabort. Dr. Gabort will join an associateship in Charlotte, North Carolina. Dr. Kevin Lamar Golden. Dr. Golden will join an associateship in Fort Mill, South Carolina. Dr. Leela Guevara. Dr. Guevara will join an associateship at Dental One Associates in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Dr. Hadi Hakimi. Dr. Hakimi will join an associateship in a private practice in Buckhead and Atlanta, Georgia. Dr. Sherilyn Joy Harper. Dr. Harper will join an associateship in Augusta, Georgia. Dr. Andrew Huber. Dr. Huber will be hooded by Dr. Steve Huber and will be joining an associateship with his father, Dr. Steve Huber, sister, Dr. Sarah Erickson, and brother-in-law, Dr. Tyler Erickson. Dr. Joshua Christopher Jernigan. Dr. Jernigan will be hooded by Dr. Christopher Owen Jernigan. He'll be joining an associateship at Dental Partners in Albany, Georgia. Dr. Mike Uchur-Jin. Dr. Jin will join a private practice in Bogart, Georgia. Dr. Daniel Johnson. Dr. Johnson will join a GPR residency at the Dental College of Georgia. Dr. Poonam Kalaria. Dr. Kalaria will join an AEG residency at the Grady Ben Massell in Atlanta, Georgia. Dr. John Kim. Dr. Kim will join an AEGD residency at Harbor Health Services in Cape Cod. Dr. Laura Unitan Klein. Dr. Klein will be hooded by Dr. Eric Klein. She will be joining an orthodontic residency program at the University of Louisville. Dr. Yulia Kovalova. Dr. Kovalova will join an associateship in Port Charlotte, Florida. Dr. Grace Kwan. Dr. Kwan will join an associateship at a private practice in Atlanta, Georgia. Dr. Emily Lattery. Dr. Lattery will join an associateship in San Antonio, Texas. Dr. Tony Lee. Dr. Lee will join an associateship in New Orleans. Dr. Ashton Levengood. Dr. Levengood is going to join an associateship in Perry, Georgia. Dr. Holly Ebbets Levengood. Dr. Levengood is going to join an associateship in Macon, Georgia at Hartley Bridge Family Dental. Dr. James Lohr. Dr. Lohr will join an associateship in North Carolina. Dr. Courtney Marshall. Dr. Marshall will join an associateship in Western North Carolina. Dr. Cameron Danielle Moon.